Hello, Mitchell Mustangs. I am out here today, and I figured that it might be kind of fun for you to go on a virtual field trip with me.
My family likes to go out exploring in our Jeep. Today,
I am real close to Albuquerque. In fact, if I spin around, you can see right back there, there's our Sandia Mountains. So I am west of Albuquerque, and I'm about to drop down in to this area down here. This is called the Rio Puerco. I did a little research for you. Rio Puerco means river of pigs, and really we translate it to river of mud.
looking east toward the Sandia Mountains, looking west towards the Rio Puerco Valley and Mount Taylor.
All right, guys, this is the top of the Rio Puerco Valley. The Rio Puerco Valley starts in kind of northwestern New Mexico and it goes down to just about Belen. There is a river down there. It's not very full right now, but when we get our monsoon rains, it'll fill up. It's apparently one of the rivers in New Mexico that has the most drainage of sediment.
So the area around the Rio Puerco Valley is really dry, just like it is in Albuquerque. And so when it rains, all of the sand and the rocks and things that are dry and dusty up on top get washed down into those rivers. That's what that sediment is. You can see how we're kind of bouncing around in the Jeep going up this hill. It's pretty slippery in that dry sand. And then when you get to the top of these hills, it's often rocky, and there's some bouncing around that you have to do around those. One of the things that you notice in the Rio Puerco is the colors. The sky is blue, blue, blue. The earth is a lot of different colors. There's reds and there's browns and there's even some yellows where there's sulfur in the dirt. The green of the junipers and other little bushes and things growing is a nice contrast. We didn't see a lot of wildlife, but we did find this little guy. Do you know what he is? He's called a round-tailed horned lizard, or you can call him a horny toad. I used to find these when I was a kid. This little guy was found up by some rocks, sunning himself, trying to warm up in the morning. Just because we didn't see the wildlife doesn't mean it wasn't there. At one point, I looked down in the sand and noticed that there were tracks of all different kinds. There were really big tracks and small tracks, even tiny little tracks. There were tracks that were obviously made by birds, and then some others that looked like maybe they belonged to coyotes. There were some really small tracks that looked maybe like they were made by mice or pack rats, and even some tracks that didn't have any tails or feet at all. Can you tell what any of these tracks are?
So right now the Rio Puerco area is pretty dry. You can see there's not any water flowing anywhere out here today. But a long time ago, this whole area used to be an ocean or an inland sea. And so if you look carefully, you'll find fossils like I did right down here. Check it out, guys. That is all fossilized seashells from a long time ago.
Do you know what a fossil is? A fossil is the remains of something that was living a very long time ago, and those remains have over the years been turned into rock or stone. I found two different examples of fossils on my trip. This first one is fossilized seashells, and this next one is petrified wood, which is wood that's been fossilized. Plants in the Rio Puerco have got it tough. They have to hold up against wind, hot sun, and a lack of water. There are lots of cactus, and there are also juniper trees.
This is a juniper tree. And if you take a real close look, you can see in the branches, along with all of these little juniper needles, we also have juniper berries. Those are going to feed a lot of our native wildlife. All right, guys, it's a little bit noisy because of the wind, but I wanted to show you this. This is a yucca plant, and that is the New Mexico state flower. And if I get real close up here, you can see that this yucca is just about ready to bloom. Every single one of those little pods will open up into a blossom, and you can see down here, these are really close to blooming. Pretty cool, right?
Everywhere you turn in the Rio Puerco, you see these sandstone cliffs. They weather away with the wind and the rain. Thanks for joining me in the Rio Puerco. Hope you enjoyed the trip.